Welcome everybody to a look at a new 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome, and it is 1967's Yongary, Monster from the Deep. So this is directed by Kee-duk, who I haven't seen anyone else from before, and this is a kaiju film clocking in at 79 minutes long. So yeah, I've not seen anything from the cast members before. Being a South Korean film, that's kind of likely, especially South Korean film from the 60s, as I've not seen many films from that country from that time period. But yeah, it's so yeah, earthquakes in Central Korea turn out to be the work of Yongary, a prehistoric gasoline-eating reptile that soon goes on a rampage through Seoul. Although this doesn't quite match the more top-tier kaiju efforts from the likes of Japan, despite even featuring the likes of Masao Yagi, who designed the Gamera suit for Dai, this is still a highly enjoyable film, despite and because of its flaws. The practical effects, though blatantly obvious in a lot of ways, you, for instance, can see where the flamethrower bit is coming from Yongary's mouth. There's quite a lot of evidence of helicopters being carried around by string and such. Um, they are still mostly well done and charming, while the pacing is also on point. The action is also entertaining. The score is decent. The cast is passable, even though they are obviously dealing with dubbing in this one. So, it's hard to get a gauge their performances when the dubbing is there. There are several unintentional laughs, and it is generally engaging throughout. So, yeah, overall, a fairly solid effort, and probably my favourite of the kaiju films from this kind of time period that weren't made in Japan, as we have had a few from other countries during that time period. But yeah, really like the artwork that we've got going on for this one. Does look similar to the two prior kaiju films that Vinegar Syndrome have released in the past, which we'll get to looking at and comparing to in a moment. And then we've got the reverse, and then the side as well. And then we have a sleeve for the case itself. And then the actual case as well, which has the new artwork on it, as well as reversible sleeve artwork as well, with the original poster, which I also really quite like as well, to be honest. We also have a single-sided poster with this release as well, which we've seen with Reptilicus and Gorgo as well. So it's the same kind of style as that. So it's basically the anatomy of the creature that we're dealing with. So here we are. So we have eyes emit bioluminescence. Its horn can produce an intense beam of electromagnetic energy. It utilizes twin esophageal tubes for consuming oil and expelling flame. So that's basically the throat. Then we've got flame breath that is hot enough to melt a Sherman tank, which we do see. Got dorsal plates which could be used for display or regulating body temperature. A powerful tail able to level a 15-meter building in one swing. And then we've got organic oil refinery, a stomach evolved to retain and process petroleum-based chemicals as an energy source. So this was illustrated by Matt Frank. And yeah, Yongary is basically Dagosaurus Yongary. So after a nuclear test in the Middle East, an earthquake epicenter was detected moving towards Korea by the South Korean Space Agency. Arriving in Panmunjom, the epicenter was revealed as a huge reptilian creature, possibly prehistoric. After cutting a destructive path through Seoul, the creature was discovered to subsist on oil, but weakened by ammonia. An ammonia-based chemical compound created by Dr. Ko Il-woo was then utilised to kill the creature. So that's all on the poster. So it's only really spoilers if you actually read the poster before watching the film, which I did not, because I figured that would be the case after reading the two posters that I've mentioned earlier from the two prior films. And then we have the Blu-ray and the 4K in the case as well. So on the discs, we have, on the 4K disc, we've got the 8-minute future presentation of Yongary Monster from the Deep, presented in Dolby Vision HDR and newly scanned and restored from its 35mm interpositive, with the following sound options. You got the original English language mono soundtrack, a brand new commentary track with film historian Sam Dayan, and an archival commentary track with film historian Steve Riffle and writer critic Kim Song Ho. On the Blu-ray disc, we've got everything that is on the UHD disc, plus the following special features. All that remains of Daigoso Yongary, the original Korean cut of Yongary, Monster from the Deep, with newly translated English subtitles, sourced from tape and courtesy of the Korean Film Archive. That's only 48 minutes. So, yeah, the quality on that is quite poor. You've got a lot of lines and a lot of grain and such and such. It's not a good quality because it obviously is from tape, and even more so, you've also only got 48 minutes now. I'm not sure how long the Korean cut of this actually was, but obviously most of it does seem to be lost, which is a bit of a shame that we don't get the original version, because I do typically prefer to go for the original language version of a film rather than the English dub. We also have archival video interview with legendary kaiju suit maker Kaizo Morosi, originally produced for TohoKingdom.com. That clocks in at 20 minutes long. Then we've got Yongary, The Birth of Korea's Monster, which clocks in at 19 minutes long. That's a featurette with Korean film historians Kim Hae-jae, Hong Ji-hun, and Park Sang-kai. And then we've got video introduction by film historian Sean Rhodes, co-writer of Japan's Green Monsters, environmental commentary in kaiju cinema. That clocks in 8 minutes long. Then you got the image gallery and the anatomy poster that I've shown you already, as well as the reversible sleeve artwork. So yeah, on the whole, a fairly decent effort. It's a 3.5 out of 5 from me. I can certainly see why people don't like it. It's not got the best average rating on the likes of Letterboxd, for instance. But yeah, I kind of like it. It does have some kind of thematic weight to it, in the same kind of vein as Godzilla, because apparently the way where Yongary emerges is part of a significant part of Korea where during the North and South Korean War during the 50s. So you can kind of see it as an analogy for, you know, North Korea attacking and coming down south to destroy South Korea. So that is fairly decent, and yeah, ranks nicely alongside the two previous films that we've already had from Vinegar Syndrome that are kaiju films, not from Japan. So obviously we have the Dutch Reptilicus, and then we have the British Gorgo. Gorgo is my favourite of these two, but I'd say Yongari is my favourite of the three overall. It's just got that little bit more in the way of action, and the special effects are that little bit better as well. And also you have a bit more thematic weight, whereas there isn't much to Gorgo or Reptilicus in terms of thematic weight, while yeah, the dub on this is probably a little bit better than Reptilicus as well, which is quite hilarious for its dub, which isn't particularly great. So yeah, on the whole, a fairly solid effort, and one that I'm glad to finally have on 4K or even just Blu-ray, to be honest, because for the longest time this has only been available on a really rather poor quality DVD level kind of format. So yeah, it's finally great to have it in a much better quality, while also having the fantastic new artwork, nice anatomy poster, and just being able to own another kaiju film. It's one of those genres that I will try and find as many films as possible from and buy accordingly. So yeah, but in a slightly different kind of kaiju news, Gorgo, which obviously we already have by Vinegar Syndrome, is getting a release from Signal Entertainment, I think it is. So I will be actually selling this for about the same amount that it's going to cost to buy it from the British manufacturer, and that's purely because it comes with more poster artwork, more physical extras on in the release, and yeah, I just want to support them as well, to be honest, because they don't seem to get much limelight from a lot of people, quite frankly, and it is, I think, one of their first, if not the first, 4K release that they've done. So yeah, I want to back them on that, and therefore I'm going to sell my Vinegar Syndrome Gorgo release. So yeah, I might provide the eBay link for that at some point when I eventually get around to it, but I'm not sure yet. But nonetheless, if you have seen Yongary, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.